Hey, Shalom, Kal Halor, Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai Bashim, Hadash, the Lord's apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to brothers in the highways and byways, doing the work sincerely and faithfully, and continuing fighting that good fight of faith, Lord willing. We have found that number two be delivered. All right. So I'm gonna just talk a little bit about the happenings as of late, what's going on, and it seems like every year there's men that just pop up out of nowhere and profess themselves to be somebody special or profess themselves to be holier than thou, trying to confound primarily the men of Great Millstone from the head apostles on down. All right. And if you notice, anybody from the outside that, comes into the ring, if you will, their only point of attack is the men of Great Millstone. And that speaks volumes, man. That speaks volumes, because there's quite a few groups out there who are teaching, right? But the majority of these groups that are teaching, not a damn near one of them are teaching and going into prophecies, man. And this is the stage and time that we're living in. We're living in the time of prophecy. These things that are going on are written, all right? So much so that the men who are in the know, our spirits, our spirits get rejuvenated when we see prophecies go down. We see things come into pass that were written in the scriptures. All right. So let me start with Romans 3. Romans 3:3, it says, "For what if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of the Most High without effect?" All right. And the more these guys surface, the more we can see that they're not true believers. Because if they believed, they would preach the prophecies. All right. There's one thing that we all have in common. All right. There's one thing we all have in common, is that we are all in Babylon the Great. All right. The majority of us are in Babylon the Great. Our scoffers and scorners, these guys who just pop up, the guys who have, turned away and went their own way. The one common denominator is we're all in Babylon the Great, right? So therefore, if you don't believe the men of Great Millstone, that's fine. All right? You still have to prophesy about the downfall of your enemy. Okay? That's imperative. This is what pleases the Lord, following the commandment that he had instructed us to do. As Jeremiah said, he prophesied against both many great kings and kingdoms and nations and peoples. All right? This is that time to do so. But because there's the non-believers out there, they don't believe that Babylon, aka America, is going to fall by thermonuclear missiles real soon, man. They don't believe that. They don't want to prophesy or teach or preach the fall of this society, for fear they may get in trouble, or for fear that they're going to lose their position, or for fear that, they just want to hold on and thinking that's going to be made the old America. Shit, it's never been right for us from the start, man. All right? It never been right for us from the start. Now, I'm going to jump on this one here, because this is a term that Elder Apostle Gabar has coined throughout the years. And it's called what? Johnny come lately. All right? So I typed in, what does Johnny come lately mean? And every time I hear this saying, I think of Elder Apostle Gabar. All right? It says, a late or recent arrival. And this is what we have going on right now. You have these recent arrivals who are coming out of the woodwork talking about, everybody else got it wrong, they got it right. I mean, they ain't even been here for a minute. All right? Newcomer, upstart. And that's another word Elder Apostle Gabar always uses, upstarts. And these are who these guys are, man. New arrivals, upstarts. You know, they heard a few videos, watched a few videos, and all of a sudden, they're here to teach. They're here to spread the gospel. And not a damn near one of them is interested in the prophecies. Not a damn near one of them. Revelation 19:10. And it says, And I fell at his feet to worship him. And he said unto me, See thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant and thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahushua. Worship the Most High, for the testimony of Yahushua is the spirit of prophecy. Right? So if you believe in Yahushua, you believe and trust in the name of Yahushua, it tells you what? Yahushua is the spirit of prophecy. And this is what it is, man. There's no better time to be alive on this planet than right now, as the Lord has given us these tools and these gifts and these gems to go out and prophesy about the things that he's about to do and unleash here in Babylon the Great, man. You believe, you want to prophesy, you want to say the name Yahushua, but then on the other hand, you don't want to speak nothing about the prophecies. You want to speak nothing about Esau's kingdom going down, his society going down, him being put in, chains, and then later in bundles to be burnt. You don't want to talk about any of that. These are all the future prophecies that are coming. There's no better feeling than getting out there and letting these heathens, these Edomites know that your time is up, man. They had no problem telling us our time was up. They had no problem putting us in slavery. They had no problem whipping, hanging, lynching, castrating, burning. They had no problem doing that. And here we are now to be identified as the Lord's chosen people, the Hebrew Israelites. And now nobody wants to say shit. Everybody wants to bite their tongue. And instead, you want to come up against your own people rather than come up against the devil or your enemy. All right? Don't want to speak a lick about prophecy. Not one lick. But this is why Yahushua made it very known that in these last days, and the time is going to be understood that then shall be known who are his servants. But as far as these Johnny come latelys are concerned, they ain't nobody. They're gonna come in, they're gonna take a couple breaths, and that's it. You know how many men have come in and tried to overthrow something that the Most High has put in place? You know how many men who tried to do that? And that's the crazy thing about it. You niggas just don't learn. You truly don't learn. For a man to come out of to come up and decide that he has, he got the juice, if you will, and now all of a sudden he gonna try to teach the world. He gonna talk all about the men of Great Millstone, but won't mention no damn prophecies. Won't mention nothing about the Lord coming back to destroy this place. Won't mention nothing about the heathen going into slavery, Esau going into slavery. These are great things, man. These are great sayings and great prophecies and judgments that are coming, man. When you're set up as a watchman, you got to do what? You got to warn the people. Whether they be of your own flock, or whether they be of the heathens, or whoever. The Lord is coming back to do damage. And it's beautiful that we get the opportunity to tell the world that the Lord is coming back with fierce anger. Sirach 39:1, it says, But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High, and is occupied in the meditation thereof, will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient. and be occupied in prophecy. All right? And he who have ears to hear, let him hear. We are those very same men of the ancient times, man. Coming back in our lot to do what? To prophesy. To be occupied in prophecies. All right? So again, coming into this thing, it's all about the spirit of Yahweh Shai. It's all about pushing this word. It's all about noising it abroad throughout the four corners of the earth. All right? Most people don't want to believe it, but that's okay. These prophecies are going to unfold. And when it really starts to get hit, man, when the prophecies really start to hit, these guys are going to disappear. They're going to be running for their life, man, because the Lord's not going to give them any protection in that day. So they're going to be, few far in between. These guys are going to be long gone, nowhere to be found, not near, damn near a voice to be heard from them, nothing. All right? So be occupied in the prophecies. This is the time we're living in. Ezra's mentioned about what? Measuring the time diligently in itself. Here we are. World War III a hot World War III is imminent, man. It's about to go down. And I say imminent in the sense that these nations are all being put in their proper place. For to what? At the end of the day, is to launch rockets over here. To launch them rockets over here to destroy this place. How many of these Johnny-come-latelys are talking about the nuclear missiles being shot over here? None. How many of these new upstarts who are, professing themselves to be greater than great, how many of these men are letting the people know, warning the people about the time of Jacob's trouble? None. But they're quick to tell you GMS got it wrong. All right? Jeremiah 51:9 says, we would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her, and let us go every one to his own country. For her judgments reacheth unto the heaven, and is lifted up even to the skies. All right? So while we prophesy the downfall of this place, you guys are talking about the mending and building up of this place. And again, like I said earlier, we all have that one thing in common. We all here in Babylon, right? And being in Babylon and seeing that this is not your rest, you should be more than delighted to go out and tell these devils, listen, this is what's coming for you. Your financial market, the Lord's gonna crush that. Your armies, your brigandines, the Lord's gonna smash them. All right? In all the wickedness that you've done, the Lord is going to do away with it. All right? So you should be more than happy, man, to be able to be in the position that we're in these last days, to be those prophets, to be those servants, to go out and warn and tell the world this thing is going to happen, man. And the Lord is going to magnify us. We don't need any other group to. No, the Lord is going to magnify us. Why? Because we're doing his will. And when that time comes to receive those crowns, to receive those rewards, to receive that penny, all right, it's all going to be administered by the hand of Yahweh Shai. So you can you can laugh, you can mock, you can be scorners, you can do all these things that you've been doing throughout the years. But do not think for 1 minute that the shit that you've been doing, you guys have been doing, don't think it's going unnoticed, man. All this is going to come to light. All of it. Okay? So all that being said, I just wanted to bring that point out about these upstarts, these Johnny-come-latelys who are out there. And they're trying to steal, trying to steal souls and win souls over to themselves. And if you get taken, and if you decide that these guys are where you want to be, then you have been deceived by the Lord. And the Lord put you right where he wanted you to go. All right? So I'm going to end it right there. Lord willing, I'm going to see you brothers on another one. I say shalom.